Good morning, kids. Chapter 10, Potato Camp. It's better to lose food than tents, isn't it, Joe? Asked Jessie. It certainly is, answered Joe, feeding the fire. We'll get along all right for one more night. This rain will stop as suddenly as it began. I think by tomorrow we can get back on the lake. Jessie thought that out. Does that mean we must have dinner and supper and breakfast here, Joe? Joe winked at her. Right, but I guess we don't have much for breakfast. Let's eat half the potatoes for dinner and the rest for supper, said Jessie, thinking. Only we don't have any butter or salt, just potatoes. Better than nothing, Jess, said Henry, looking at his sister. You always make the best of things. Now, let's get lots of wood. We can get much wetter. Then, when we do get dry, we won't have to go out in the rain again. By the time the potatoes were done, there was a big pile of wood in Joe's tent, and there were 6 hungry people sitting by the fire. With a long stick, Joe and Henry pulled the potatoes out of the fire. 2 each, said Jessie. She gave them out. Well, that is, she rolled the potatoes to each person. Now, let's put the canned milk in the water pail with some spring water. What a dinner! I don't like canned milk when we're at home. Tastes all right here, though. It certainly was queer not to have any dishes except a water pail and milk cans. But even as the wind kept on blowing and the rain kept on falling, everyone was very happy to have the tin cups and a water pail. Here's a picture of them eating by the fire. We're pretty lucky to have anything to eat, said Violet. If you hadn't found that bag, Benny, we wouldn't even be eating now. The children opened the hot potatoes with sticks. They ate them with smaller sticks. Awfully hot, aren't they, said Henry, burning his fingers. But they are delicious. We have to eat them slowly, said Joe. Make them last as long as you can. No dishes to wash, Joe. Too bad we lost that funny little baker. Then Joe said, Let me tell you just what we have to do, children. Everyone looked at him and listened. This is a very long lake, you see, but if we start early tomorrow morning, we ought to get to the end of the trip before noon. Where do we come out, Joe? We come out in a very small village. When I was there were only a few houses and a store. What's the name of the place? Asked Henry. I don't think it has a real name, said Joe. They just call it Old Village. Most of it's very old. Only 1 or 2 houses were built, and that was back when the natives were the only people here. After we get to Old Village, do we know where we go next? No, I don't know where to go next, said Joe, because it's the end of Bear Trail. Well, never mind, something's sure to happen. Maybe we'll find the tin box or Bill. I can hardly wait. Joe didn't answer, but he was thinking. Jessie said, I do wish we'd saved some of our fish from yesterday. We have enough left to go with potatoes for our supper tonight. That's all right, Jessie, said Benny, taking his last drink of milk. I'm not hungry at all. They all laughed. That's because you just ate your dinner, Benny. You'll be hungry again when it's nighttime, and then in the morning when it's breakfast. Okay, then I suppose we're going to have to starve without breakfast. Not quite, said Alice, smiling at the boy. The wind was blowing, the rain was still coming down. The children put their sticks on the fire and they drank spring water from the pail. Jessie washed out the tin cans and they drank the water because the milk was all gone. After their supper of potatoes, they were all glad to go to bed. They were still hungry, but they were happy to be warm and dry. Do you see that lovely illustration of the trees? What kind of trees are those? Do you recognize them? We have those same trees in Canada. If you said birch trees, you are correct. From his tent, Joe called goodnight to the girls. Then he said, Notice the wind. what's the matter with the wind? Oh yeah, I see what you mean. There isn't any wind. That's right, said Joe. It just stopped blowing. Tomorrow's going to be a fine day, I think. Just you wait and see. Benny sat up. Hi, Jessie. What do you want, Benny? Jessie called. Jessie, let's call this potato camp because we didn't eat anything here except potatoes. After that, the children always called it potato camp. I'll see you for chapter 11 next time. Enjoy, kids. Be well.